Delicia says she and several other council members will be voting to appoint Jones back to his seat, despite Delicia running against and losing to Jones for the seat he was just expelled from.
He is duly elected by the community. We have to uphold the community's wishes, and I 100% believe that our body will vote to put my representative back in office.
Justin, Gloria!
Jason Lamb, News Channel 5.
All right, Jason, thanks. So just when that appointment might take effect or when Jones may get sworn back in if he's appointed, it's all unclear. State law says Governor Lee has to sign what's called a writ of election to set dates for the future special election. We'll keep you posted.
Listening to different opinions is an important part of tackling controversial topics, including gun violence. News Channel 5's Hannah McDonald introduces us to an interfaith group that puts aside their differences every week.
We do disagree fundamentally about a lot of things as a culture, but there has to be common ground.
The community is heartbroken over the mass shooting at the Covenant School. This group says we need to come together to stop the violence.
Because what we're talking about here is the highest value in any faith, and certainly in the Jewish faith, which is the preservation of life above everything else.
This rabbi, educator, and pastor agree. Even more important than talking right now is listening.
There are no answers yet. This is very complicated, but it doesn't happen until we listen and talk to one another.
Lynn Hetty, Dr. John Roebuck of Belmont University, and Mark Shifton, Rabbi Emeritus at the Temple,
Their safety
are all part of Spiritus. The interfaith group meets weekly to discuss the intersection of faith and culture, including school shootings.
The thing that we all agree on, I hope all of us as Nashvillians agree on, is that we want to keep our children safe. I mean, that's the goal. And how we get there maybe, takes a lot of divergent paths.
You don't have to march, you don't have to go to a protest, you don't have to read a book, but think of a way in which you can positively impact what both Mark and John are talking about.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
A positive impact they say elected officials can make too, if they act as a team.
It is time not just for bold action and courage on the part of clergy. It's a time for those in leadership of government to think about the courage, what it takes to really make substantive change.
In Nashville, Hannah McDonald, News Channel 5.
Thanks, Hannah. After the Uvalde shooting, Spiritus put together a program for children. The group would like to bring people back together for a similar event soon.
Well, exclusive new details now about the so-called manifesto left by the Covenant School shooter. Authorities have yet to release publicly what was written. But as our Nick Barris tells us, the TBI director, David Roush, did talk candidly about some of the writings recently with a group of sheriffs.
Director Roush spoke at a Sheriff's Association meeting in Franklin on Wednesday. Now, I'm told that he said that what police found isn't so much a manifesto spelling out a target, but really more of a series of rambling writings indicating no clear motive. Investigators searched the Nashville home of the Covenant School shooter, leaving with, among other things, a number of handwritten journals, some videos, and computer hard drives. Director Roush told sheriffs that the review so far of the material finds that the killer did not write about specific political, religious, or social issues. In fact, a primary focus in the journals is on idolizing those who committed prior school shootings. The killer appears to have followed their lead, planning for months and acted alone. Scott Augenbaum, a former FBI agent, says federal agents, the TBI, and police will be thorough.
We have teams that are scouring the internet, going through social media, talking to friends, family members, neighbors, seeing what was the motivation for this, who was behind this, what kind of clues can we find out, what can we learn from this.
Right. Certainly more details will emerge, but at this point, Director Roush indicated it does not appear the shooter wrote of any particular agenda regarding politics or to target a specific person or religion. So for now, a clear motive remains a mystery. Move! There are many rumors and unconfirmed conclusions fed, frankly, by conspiracy theories, but none of them have yet been confirmed by actual facts. Hopefully, at some point, the so-called manifesto or journal writings will be made public so that people can see for themselves. Nick Barris, News Channel 5.
All right, Nick, the writings, Nick says, remain under careful review. And it's not only the Metro Police, but also the FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit based out of Quantico, Virginia. All right, we want to remind you our coverage of the Covenant school shooting doesn't stop here. Our Carrie Sharp has heard from more heroes from that day, the 911 operators who provided calm amid the chaos. Be watching for that coming up at 6:30. Much more ahead here at 6.
After an apartment fire left multiple families without a home, neighbors are rallying around them. Plus, another Nashville staple set to close. What we know about La Hacienda on Nolensville Pike.
And how a work of art is honoring victims of a 2020 tornado in Cookeville.
And cooler temperatures out there, lots of cloud cover for your Good Friday, but some sunshine is on the way for Easter. I'll tell you all about it coming up after the break.
Multiple families just forced to start over after an apartment fire destroyed their homes and all their belongings. This happened earlier this week in South Nashville. The victims, mostly immigrant families.
Now there's a push to help them recover. News Channel 5's Erin Cantrell talked with one woman who says she was called to lend a helping hand.
¿Cómo están? ¿Y tu bebé?
Gracie Olguin has always been a person looking for ways to serve.
I've kind of grown up doing mission work outside of the U.S., but I feel like God has called me to live here in Nashville for the time being. Angel?
7 months ago, the calling bringing her here
Hola.
to Haywood Lane apartment complex on Nolensville Pike.
We noticed a need here. Most of these families are immigrants, so they've come here, they don't have a lot.
Unfortunately, the little they had went up in flames Tuesday after a fire broke out.
It was like so quick, everyone was saying they didn't have time to grab anything. And some people even came out and didn't have shoes on.
Almost a dozen families displaced.
Ew!
In total, over 20 children.
It's probably the most affordable place in this area. And so it's just unknown.
Because of the uncertainty,
How's it going? Are you doing
Olguin and her husband
Yeah, I know it's tough.
are stepping up even more
We come here every week to pick up 5 kids for church.
by bringing them clothes, food, and the necessities to get by, and launching a GoFundMe.
Pero solamente esto, no tienes una chaqueta como así. They flee their countries not because they want to, but because they have to. It's a need.
The cause of the fire is under investigation. Fire crews on scene Friday, checking out the layout of the other buildings on the property. Olguin knows these families risked it all coming to the United States and wants them to know they're welcomed and the community will have their backs.
This is our community, and I know God has called us to help our community.
In South Nashville, Erin Cantrell, News Channel 5.
Thank you, Erin. The American Red Cross is also helping the displaced families. We have ways you can help them on newschannel5.com.
A big bust on a bar along DeMundry in the street in Nashville. 3,000 bar, now padlocked, and arrest warrants issued for 6 people associated with the business. Over the past 2 years, Metro PD telling us they've reviewed and responded to more than 100 calls for service at this bar. Those calls include shootings, assaults, and car burglaries. The investigation also revealed a number of people working security were unlicensed, and one is believed to be a convicted felon.
People on the street have attended many meetings at Midtown Hills Precinct, not only members of 3000 Bar, but other local establishments down here. And it's something that we have constantly heard complaints from the Rhythm and other locations down here about the violence that's taking place. So it's been a top priority for Midtown Hills Precinct to see this day through.
3000 Bar will not be permitted to open until they respond to the claims in court. That'll be at a later date.
More change for the beloved restaurants in Nashville. La Hacienda on Nolensville Road will be closing at the end of this month. It's been part of the community since the early 90s. The restaurant itself was put in the national spotlight when former President Obama made a visit in December of 2014. The pandemic, inflation, and rising employee wages were among the factors cited.
A popular Nashville Easter tradition returns in a big way. Chris Tomlin's 7th annual Good Friday Nashville concert is coming up in just a few hours.
We've seen it year after year, and it's been powerful, and it's a moment not only for us to remember God's grace in our life and His goodness to us and what He has done and the hope that we have, but also give back to our community.
All right, we have a look at Broadway right now from our camera atop Acme Feed and Seed. The concert's at Bridgestone Arena. It's going to be live streamed, by the way, through YouTube and Facebook, the largest ticketed Christian concert in the venue's history, dating back to its inception in 2017.
It's Good Friday, and the weather was pretty good overall today.
Matt, we're slowly improving.
Yeah.
Right?
It's not storming.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
We're grateful for some quieter weather, and the weather's going to stay quiet for some time to come. We're going to see some sunshine in here by Easter Sunday. If you're heading out to the concert later tonight, you definitely want a light jacket as temperatures are going to fall in the lower 50s, even mid 40s. Here's a look outside high atop our sky camera this morning. Still those overcast skies. They're going to stay in control of our weather for at least the next 12 hours or so. It's 58 degrees right now in downtown Nashville. Gusty winds out there at 23 miles per hour at times, so it feels a little bit colder than the actual air temperature. Here's what we're watching. So some showers for some of our eastern counties tonight and early tomorrow morning. That's just light rain, nothing to worry about. Mostly cloudy conditions, but sunshine returns by Easter weekend. It's going to get a little bit warmer as well. We'll be in the 70s by Sunday afternoon, and then dry and even warmer weather for the start of next week. It's 49 degrees, chilly in Cookeville right now. And then here in downtown Nashville, checking in with an overcast sky, 59 degrees. Look at the state capitol there. Here is radar, satellite, and temperatures. We're in the mid 50s for most of you. Here is that light rain we're talking about in our far eastern tier counties. Pretty soon everyone should be dry, but that front, the front that's causing these showers, it's pretty much stalled out over eastern Tennessee, just to the south a little bit. Actually even caused some severe weather over Augusta National Golf Course earlier this afternoon. Now the cloud cover, while it's not raining in Middle Tennessee, is going to continue to stick around for many of us, but it's just our eastern counties that have that slight chance of a shower. So here's what we're watching. Satellite, radar, and the national setup, the atmospheric setup. Here is a stalled out frontal boundary over southern Middle Tennessee, Georgia, and then back to the west, we're tracking this high pressure. That high pressure is eventually going to win out pretty good by Sunday. That will bring some clearing and sunshine, but let me show you on exact track. The cloud cover sticks around late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Can't rule out a spotty shower for areas east of I-65 when you wake up on your Saturday, but just light rain. We're going to give it about a 20 or 30% chance, really trying to get those rain chances out of the forecast, but our model's continuing to paint a little bit of green on the map. Not a big chance though, and then that high pressure really starts to build in by Saturday night, and when you wake up Sunday morning, we're going to have lots of sunshine for your Easter Sunday. Here is real sky. Those clouds stick around tonight. 8 o'clock if you're heading out for dinner, about 54 degrees or so for your overnight temperature. And then by midnight, we're in the lower 50s and mid to upper 40s. The high temperature tomorrow, 62 degrees. We'll give it about a 20% chance of a spotty shower. Easter Sunday looking really, really great. Lots of sunshine. And then we have some mid 70s and even near 80 by the end of the work week. All right, that's a look at your forecast. We'll have more news coming up after the break.
Three years ago, a Middle Tennessee community experienced one of the most painful days in its history.
Now a symbol of hope has emerged to remember those lost. News Channel 5's Forrest Sanders heads to Cookeville for the story.
In the shop of sculptor Brad Sells, you're of course going to find the floors covered in sawdust.
It's lovely to have a clean shop. It just doesn't last very long. Really, it is an exploration of forms. Find a limb that's almost a ballerina.
What he's doing right now will become pieces like this. Brad loves what he does, loves where he lives. But 3 years ago, Brad felt a calling to use these tools in a very different way.
Just to see that firsthand, that destruction, it was humbling.
March 2020, a tornado hit Brad's community, Cookeville. With his equipment he uses for these sculptures, Brad headed into his community to help with the cleanup, and his work would go far beyond that.
Well, I've seen a community come together and to help each other, no matter what part of the county that you live in.
John W. Smith and Emily Gibson are part of Leadership Putnam, part of the Cookeville Chamber of Commerce.
We decided we wanted to pay a tribute to those who lost their lives and were affected by the tragedy of March 3rd.
Brad took on a project, along with sculptor, fabricator, and metal caster David Fricke.
And it took David a little more than a year to take that sculpture and through the lost wax method, convert the sculpture into a bronze.
And today, the Tree of Hope stands in Cookeville's Dogwood Park.
It was absolutely breathtaking.
It was gorgeous.
The robin is said in some cultures to be a connection to lost loved ones.
Brad tells us the birds represent every person who died in the tornado. The leaves are the people who were injured. Toy cars and superhero figures show what you find in the debris of a tragic day.
What it means to me is grieving and then hopefully healing. What it's saying to the families of loss is, hey, we love you.
I'm Forrest Sanders, News Channel 5.
That is beautiful.
You can tell the emotional connection
can.
with that art.
So thoughtful.
Still ahead here at 6:30.
We continue to spotlight those who stepped up during tragedy, the Covenant school shooting.
Our Carrie Sharp joins us to share the perspective of the 911 dispatchers on that day.
Plus, a breakdown of the newly released jobs report in America for the month of April and how people around the world honored and celebrated Good Friday today.
Well, they were among the first to know something was terribly wrong at the Covenant School last week, and the first to set in motion a response that has been lauded as a textbook example of how to handle a school shooting.
We continue to showcase the heroes from that day. News Channel 5's Carrie Sharp sat down with the 911 dispatchers.
Hello, Metro 911. Got a code 9 calls of shots fired.
We have heard their voices, calm and deliberate.
911, what is the location of your emergency? We've got police on their way out there, okay?
And there are many questions in the midst of chaos. And now for the first time, we are seeing their faces.
Hi there, thanks for coming. I'm Carrie, by the way. Welcome. All right, we're gonna squeeze you in back here.
The people on the other end of the line, when those inside the Covenant School desperately called for help.
Police on their way out there, okay?
It happens very quick, but we do it very well, I feel like.
That was evident.
Surprising to most of us, active shooter calls to the Emergency Communications Center are not unusual. But these 911 workers say from the very first call, they all knew this was different.
When I heard my coworker a few desks over talking about gunshots, I don't know what it was, I just automatically felt this heaviness.
It was probably the calmest, most controlled chaos that I've ever seen in my life. It was like everyone had a job and they knew what that job was and they were doing it.
A critical part of that job, all of those questions, which can be frustrating to callers who just want help.
And approximately how many shots have you heard?
A lot of shots.
If you had to guess, like 20, 50, 100?
I don't know. I heard about 10 and I left the building.
But in real time, as the callers gave information, those details were relayed to dispatchers who were talking with police.
So just got an update. It's going to be first floor, main lobby of what? I'm making entry on the front side.
And we really solidified and painted a very clear picture for the responders about where they needed to go and who they needed to look for.
But for all that went right, and as quickly as it all ended,
I'm safe. I'm with the police.
Okay, I'm going to let you go, Ryan, okay? You did a good job.
Yes, please.
That's when these dispatchers say they go from a calm voice on the other end of the line to letting it all sink in.
I just wanted to get home to my family because being in that situation, that's what you think about at that moment. What are my children doing? It could have been my family. And you think about those children that's not going home tonight.
I think moments like these remind you that you're created to do this, and you were right where you needed to be in the moment that you were needed.
They certainly were. Counselors have been made available to the dispatchers as they work through this awful day. Now, something interesting that I learned from speaking with them, they are not only taking calls and dispatching first responders, they also alerted the local hospitals to get them ready for patients. They also got those school buses rolling to Covenant to pick up the children. And Vicki and Rory, there was a lot happening behind the scenes that they train for regularly that we will never know about.
It takes a special person to be a dispatcher. It really does.
It is a stressful job every single day,
Exactly.
and they show grace under pressure.
Professionals, yet human beings
Yes.
who shared so much with you about afterwards just wanting to go home. And
A lot of grief and some second guessing too, but they did a great job.
They sure did.
Thanks, Carrie.
The Labor Department released the April jobs report earlier today, showing a shift. Hiring is slowing down. The Labor Department says the economy added 236,000 jobs in March, down from the average monthly gain of 334,000 jobs over the past 6 months. Industries like restaurants and healthcare continue to hire, but at a slower pace. At the same time, other businesses are laying off workers, including Meta and Amazon. This latest report will likely encourage the Federal Reserve, which has been strategizing to slow the economy and ease inflation.
The Fed needs to see the labor market cool down. The reason is when job growth is robust, when wages are rising, it means that people have more money in their pockets and spend more.
The next important report comes out Tuesday on consumer prices.
Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich has been formally charged with espionage in Russia. Russian authorities detained the American journalist more than a week ago. Gershkovich and the Journal vehemently denying the accusations. This is the first update on this case in days as Russian officials stay quiet and the U.S. State Department not commenting yet on these formal charges. All we know is the case is marked top secret and U.S. Embassy workers in Moscow have been blocked from visiting Gershkovich.
The Pentagon is investigating how secret documents outlining U.S. support for an upcoming Ukrainian counteroffensive began popping up on social media. The documents showed classified American and NATO plans for building up the Ukrainian military ahead of a planned offensive against Russian forces this spring. The charts show anticipated weapons deliveries, troop and battalion strengths, and other plans. Pentagon officials say the documents appear to be doctored, showing fewer Russian casualties and more Ukrainian casualties, leading some to question whether it was Russia itself that leaked them.
Christians around the world gathering to mark Good Friday. For many, it is a time of reflection and hope. CBS's Ian Lee reports on how people around the world observe the holiday.
Christian pilgrims trace the path in Jerusalem's old city they believe Jesus walked in his final moments. Carrying a cross and singing hymns, the faithful follow the cobblestone streets of the Via Dolorosa, the procession ending at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, where many believe Jesus was buried. In Australia, thousands weathered the rain as Roman soldiers mocked an actor portraying Christ. The message there is one of victory in defeat.
What seems like a complete abandonment and that existential question we all have, God, where are you, especially in times of suffering, that there is hope.
And in Rome, Pope Francis washed the feet of inmates on Thursday, recreating one of the last acts of Jesus before his crucifixion. The pontiff telling the crowd that there's dignity even if you slip up. A message of hope that resonates thousands of years later. Ian Lee, CBS News.
Not only is it Easter weekend, it is Masters weekend.
The golf tournament dubbed a tradition unlike any other. We're taking a look at one of the biggest stories in golf this year, how Scott Stallings, the realtor, and the famous pro got mixed up and both ended up in Augusta.
And temperatures a lot chillier than normal. Lots of cloud cover out there, but we do have some warmer weather on the way for your Easter Sunday. I'll tell you all about it coming up on News Channel 5 at 6:30.
An Atlanta man is enjoying the trip of a lifetime watching the Masters live, all because of a mailing mistake.
Yeah, Scott Stallings received an invite to play in the Masters. Problem is, this Scott Stallings is a real estate agent in Atlanta, not the golf pro from right here in Tennessee. They're not related, just share the same name. The realtor, Scott, says he realized the coincidence about 6 years ago when he was watching golf on TV. Last New Year's Eve, their paths finally crossed when the exclusive invite to play in the tourney was sent to the wrong Scott Stallings in Atlanta. That Scott forwarded the invite to the rightful owner, and in return, golfer Scott hooked him up with tickets and an invitation to join him for dinner.
Just the excitement of receiving anything from Augusta National, and then, kind of hearing, the back and forth of him thinking that that was his tickets, and it was a ticket, I guess, just a different kind.
Well, it turns out he framed the invitation and then signed it, saying from one Scott Stallings to the next. And I said, I can't believe it. It was just amazing. And
after all that, we got the invitation.
He said,
back.
I can't believe you can't part with this invitation. He said, it's done its job.
And it's not just the two men who share the same name. Get this, their wives are both named Jenny.
Wow.
All right, as you look